graphic, he's a power puncher. The kid got dynamite in his hands, and he showed his power.
That cleanly, that early, good stoppage by the referee.
The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. Make some noise if you
Golden Boy Fight Night is on the air live from the Turning Stone Resort and Casino in Verona, New York, upstate New York for tonight's show, which is part of Hall of Fame Induction Weekend. The International Boxing Hall of Fame about 10 minutes away in Canastota. A great place to visit. Alongside Gabe Rosado, I'm Beto Duran. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be around the world. And Gabe, I'm walking into this building, I feel an energy. You fought here. What's that like?
Man, I fought here. I fought Joshua Collazo. It was a great fight, and the environment was great, man. It's a small venue, but it fits about 5,000, but it gets loud in here.
It gets super loud, and this weekend, Ivan Calderon from Puerto Rico is being inducted. And Gabe, when you fight on Hall of Fame weekend, you show up and you see the Puerto Rican flags. That's a cool thing as a Puerto Rican yourself.
Oh, absolutely. You know, being a Puerto Rican fighter, I'm extremely proud being here. You know, Miguel Cotto's in the building, Ivan Calderon getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, Collazo defending his world title. Man, that's legendary right there.
And there is the night's main event, 105-pounder Oscar Collazo. This is a few months ago with Tito Trinidad on his side and his promoter Miguel Cotto there on the island when he defended his belt. I were there that night. It's crazy. He won his title in California, defended in Puerto Rico. Now he's fighting here this weekend. If he wants to be one of the greats who maybe one day ends up being a Hall of Famer, he's got to go and put on challenges. I love his attitude.
Oh, yeah, he's on track, man. Only 9 fights, 7 knockouts, but world champion, defending his title, and he's on route, man. And he has mentors like Ivan Calderon, who fought in that weight class, who's showing him things and giving him the experience that he had. And Collazo's bringing that to the table.
And Collazo, he said, look, at 105-pounder, I know you're not thinking about us, but I put on a show. I throw a lot of punches. I throw some bombs, and I want to be one of the greats. But for Collazo, you know, if you want to be a great, you got to take on good opponents. And tonight he gets in Zapata, who's fighting a world title for the first time and is very confident. He's dangerous, Gabe.
Yeah, he's dangerous, you know. And one thing he said that he lived in the gym for this training camp. So this is an opportunity of a lifetime that he says he's going to take full advantage of.
But if you're Collazo, you got to make sure you lock in no matter what.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I spoke to Collazo in the fighters meeting, and he said, you know, he's not looking past this guy. You know, he's thinking about unifying titles and things of that nature, but he's not looking past this guy. He knows this guy's dangerous.
Yeah, we were talking to Collazo. Maybe you go to Japan, maybe you go to Thailand, wherever you may be. He's like, no. Tonight we go to Verona. I need to win tonight and put on a show. So that's our main event tonight, Oscar Collazo. For more on Collazo, let's go to the third member of our team, Randy Flores.
For Oscar Collazo to defend his world title during Hall of Fame weekend in New York, it's not an honor that he takes lightly. And Collazo, since he's in the area, got to visit the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and he told me that as a true boxing fan, he really enjoyed his experience, and he got to see the original ring that was once in Madison Square Garden, and Collazo said that when he stepped inside that ring, he immediately felt chills because he felt the presence of boxing greats who established their legacies on that very mat and won world titles. And Collazo wants to do that same thing. He told me that that's a moment that he will carry with him for the rest of his career, and he has extra motivation tonight to show out as he defends his title for the third time.
Thank you, Brandy. She'll be filing reports and doing interviews all night long. All right, our first fight. We're ready for it. Let's look at the tail of the tape. As Chihuahua, Mexico's Yair Gallardo is only 20 years old. He trains in Puerto Rico. He's 7-0 with 6 KO. A lot of talk about this young man. He takes on Michael Ruiz Portaletin, who is the shorter fighter in our first bout. All right, let's hear from our ring announcer tonight, the one and only Joe Martinez.
Live on the zone from Turning Stone Resort Casino here in Verona, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and welcome to an exciting night of world-class professional boxing, all brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. The evening is sponsored by BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. And now, fight fans, we are set to go 6 rounds as scheduled in the light heavyweight division. This bout is brought to you by Golden Boy Promotions in association with Cotto Promotions. The 3 judges scoring at ringside: Don Ackerman, Eric Merlinski, and John McKay. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Benji Esteves Jr. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with gold, he weighed in officially 174 pounds. In 9 professional fights, his record stands at 7 victories, 2 defeats, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Desde Arecibo, Puerto Rico, here is the hitman, Michael Ruiz Portaletin. Aimed across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold with black. He weighed in officially 174 1/4 pounds. In 7 professional fights, his record perfect. 7 victories, no defeats, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Desde Distrito Federal, México, el invicto, Jair Manotas Gallardo.
Let's go, let's clear it out. Ok, ya he recibido mis instrucciones. Pelea limpia, obedézcanme todo el tiempo y protéjese en todo el tiempo. Hazme un favor, bajarles un poquito. Les deseo suerte, que gane el mejor.
All right, we get ready to go our first fight here in Golden Boy Fight Night. Hall of Fame weekend. There you see Manotas on the back of his trainer's jacket, means big hands. That's the nickname for Yair Gallardo, the Mexican. And the Puerto Rican is Michael Ruiz Portaletin from Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Now these two both train on the island, but they don't know each other, but the corners know each other very well. So at the weigh-in, there a little friendly banter back and forth between them. The 20-year-old Lozano. He's from Chihuahua, Mexico. Saludos a la gente en las delicias. Vicious uppercut right away.
That was a nice short uppercut by Gallardo.
Lozano, wait, how did you get a kid from Chihuahua, Mexico to train in Puerto Rico?
I know, man.
Yeah. And he's coming out with the vicious hands. this is a heck of a fight. June 29th, Phoenix, Arizona. Gallo Estrada, WBC championship belt on the line when he takes on the undefeated Bam Rodriguez. That should be a good one. big right. The ropes held up Canonico, who's in trouble. Doubling it up and countered. And it's a slip. Referee's saying they tangled up. Yeah, Canonico thought he got him.
It was a slip. It was a slip. He stepped on his front toe.
Action here in the third. Williams with the heavy bombs. Canonico did not go down. He survived the big shots. The ropes held him up a couple times.
Yeah, man, you know, it could have been a knockdown because the rope definitely held him up in the corner. And Williams just got to go back to what he was doing. That lead left hand, that lead right hand is on the money.
Body shot from Williams. Breathing heavy is Canonico in the white. He's taking some punishment here in the third.
Brito has a cut too over his left eye. Ooh, nice good shot.
Body shot from Williams. Excellent round for Mike Juan Marvelous Williams.
Stop.
Right here, Brito just needs to survive this round and just try to come back stronger in the fourth round.
Mike Juan Williams with a huge right hand. Oh
7,
my!
8, 9.
And it's over. A KO for Mike Juan Marvelous Williams. Hall of Fame weekend KO. Woo! .257 of the round. There was 3 seconds left, Gabe. And Mike Juan, you shut me up. I said most of his fights go the distance, which we're expecting tonight. Now, Beto, you shut up. I'm knocking him out in the third.
And before that happened, I said he needs to survive the round and try to come back in the fourth, man, but he got caught.
Whew.
And you would think he would put his hands up. You know, Williams is hitting him. His hands are too fast, too strong. But Beto got caught nasty.
When we see that replay, you're going to see Wilmot get spun around. Wow, what a KO on Hall of Fame weekend. Hey, let's look at the replays. An excellent third round for Williams.
And right there, yeah, right in between. Hands are down, catches him shooting.
He was throwing
right
it.
on the money, yep.
And you've been saying it, Gabe, keep that hand up.
You know, Williams' hands are too fast. And you know, usually when your hands are down,
right on the button,
you know, you have to make it up with speed. But he's too slow, and right here he's just getting caught in between. Right on the money.
Right hand, got him. 3 fights tonight, all of them end early. Mike Juan Williams with his 10th professional KO. That's a great excitement from the young man. Marvelous from East Hartford, Connecticut. The emotion coming out of him. Love to see it. Man, 21 pro victories. There's Paul, his trainer, the man who's had him since he was 8 years old. Joe Martinez is ready to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes officially 2 minutes, 57 seconds. Round number 3, referee Mark Nelson puts a halt to the fight. Your winner by KO, he is still unbeaten, marvelous Mike Juan Williams.
21 professional victories for Mike Juan Williams. Respect between the two fighters. Good to see Wilman Brito on his feet as he exits the ring. But right now, it's all about this young man. Whew. That second round, he found something. In that third round, he ended it.
Yeah, man, it was good speed, good power. good defense. Just all around sharp.
Definitely looks like I want to see more of that young man, Mike Juan Williams. It's a KO in the third. Next Saturday, June 15th, Mexicans Jose Andres Terán and Agustin Perez come face to face, looking to extend their respective 5 and 7 fight winning streaks. Terán and Perez, part of your DAZN subscription. Let's look at the numbers for the fight that ended with 3 seconds to go in the third round. Mike Juan Williams landed 43% of the power punches, thanks to Coffee Boss getting us those numbers. Landed them. He was landing them heavy in that second round. In the third is when he really got him. All right, let's look at the card so far. Yair Gallardo got us going with a KO. Then we had Stevens with a KO in the first. And now Williams with a KO in the third. 2 more to go. Golden Boy Fight Night.
Huge event in Puerto Rico. Huge event in Puerto Rico. Take over the 140-pound division. This is a guy that has unbelievable power. Ice running through his veins. This kid is very special. Pound for pound, one of the most exciting fighters on the planet. It's going to be war. It's going to be violence. This is the homecoming of Puerto Rico's new boxing superstar.
I was worried about the pressure early doors, but he's regrouped, he looks good, the bar working well.
Miller's gonna tire out himself. Oh, big right hand from Dubois. Touch him again.
Brilliant work from Dubois.
Nice. Another good round for Dubois.
I mean, the body language in the corner from Miller isn't great, breathing heavy, and he's just missing with everything.
Dubois has been branded a quitter by a lot of people, including Jarrell Miller. He's digging deep in this fight. We got to give him credit for that.
Miller's running out of time. Dubois doing everything right.
Yeah, now he's pushing Miller back.
Big right hand from Dubois. Maybe he gets the finish here in the 10th. Maybe. I think he's going for the finish now. You got to believe he's got nothing left as he eats another right and then an uppercut from Dubois. And then another right. Miller trying to show some bravado, but it's Dubois who's stealing the show. He wants the knockout. He wants to prove to everyone he's no quitter. He's going for the knockout against Big Baby Miller. Big shots from Dubois. Miller stumbles to the ropes. Are we going to see another finish? 26 seconds to go.
Everybody's saying he's a quitter. Now look at it. Look what it means to him and his team. Fantastic stuff.
5 fights so far, 5 knockouts. Although Daniel Dubois left it to the death with just 8 seconds left. But what a night it has been so far, Darren.
Incredible.
I mean, come on.
What dreams are made of?
It was a massive night for boxing, even bigger night for Queensberry as they swept Matchroom in the 5-on-5. You can check out the highlights on DAZN.com. June 14th, Abbas, the current EBU Super Welterweight Champion, takes on Macaulay in Manchester. And June 15th, the Mexicans, Terran and Perez, face-to-face. They can extend their 5 and 7 fight winning streaks. And also June 15th, on the island, Subriel Matias goes home to Puerto Rico, defending his 140-pound title against Australia's Liam Paro. All right, make sure you head over to the DAZN platform where you can see our upcoming schedule, all our exciting fights that will be streaming live on DAZN, including this one.
His punch output is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. He's a fighter who wears you out and just keeps coming and just doesn't stop. It's pretty impressive.
William Zapata is back.
Here is the undefeated William El Camarón Zapata. Cabrera said he would be more offensive. This is Mexican-style boxing at its highest level. Zapata's definitely the real deal. Zapata has looked sensational here tonight. This is what he promised. Fireworks and another knockout.
Turning Stone Resort Casino, Verona, New York, upstate New York. Not too And Gabe, we just saw the highlights for El Camarón Cepeda. We've seen him grow up in the Mexico circuit. Golden Boy signs him, they bring him to the United States. He was the undercard, and then you're like, who's this dude throwing over 1,000 punches? Yeah. Now he's the main event. He's knocking on the door of a world title. This dude is fun to watch.
No, he's fun to watch, man. Action-packed fighter, non-stop, aggressive, big puncher. But, you know, Cabrera is a good boxer, so he has his hands full. But Zapata, man, he's the real deal.
Yeah, Camarón has gone and taken care of Mercito Hester recently. Took care of Jojo Diaz. But the way that he breaks down his opponents, Maxie Hughes in Vegas earlier this year, the opponents are tough. The opponents are there training with them, and they all come away saying, the dude is relentless. He trains in the high altitude near Mexico City. He is a special talent right now.
Yeah, you know, and I think a lot of it has to do with that high altitude, because he reminds me of Matias. Matias is non-stop aggressive, and they're both training mates.
Yep.
So, you know, they bring that action, man. They bring that non-stop aggression. It's hard to deal with.
Yeah, you mentioned his opponent, Cabrera from Chicago, will be taking on El Camarón. And you know him a little bit because he trains at Walk Harbor Freight.
Yeah, Cabrera, man, he's a good, slick boxer, man. He has an opportunity to pull the upset. You know, he has decent skill, but he has to sit down on his shots. You know, he had an opportunity with Pitbull right here. You know, he lets out good combinations, good punching power, but Zapata, man, is going to keep pressing the action, so he has to be in the best shape of his life.
That was when he completely took care of Gabe Flores, who at that time was the youngest ever signed to Top Rank. Worked that fight, completely dominated, and then he gets that Pitbull shot. Came up short against Pitbull, but knows that, hey, I can hang with Pitbull. I can hang with Camarón. In his own mind, his attitude has Freddie Roach. Marvin Somodio is a good one. But Panda does a great job training El Camarón. And Camarón, you see him a little bit, you're like, okay, this guy doesn't look like much when you see him, right? Then you're in the ring, this guy's cut, chiseled, and he just sets records every single time he fights because it's the amount of volume. It's hard to stop somebody who's coming like that.
He don't get tired, man. He keeps coming, and it's like he gets stronger and stronger as the rounds go. It's pretty intimidating if you're not ready for that.
The 135-pound division is where El Camarón is at, and he said, I want a chance at the world title. So if he takes care of Gio Cabrera, he is the favorite in that one, July 6th in Ontario, California. who could he go up against? Because the 35-pound division right now, there's no champ. But then, of course, you got Lomachenko, who looked great in Australia. Tank Davis is there. Shakur, who's talking about different promoter contracts, everything else. Frank Martin, who has a fight coming up against things. So it's going to be very interesting. So it's possible that Zapata could be fighting for a title.
It's absolutely possible, man. And this is probably one of the toughest divisions, man. This is stacked pack right here, man. This is hard.
Yeah, and then, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia in the 140-pound division. What will happen there? Because Camarone's also talked about, hey, if I can't get something at 35, of course I'll be going up to 140. But the way that he is, his approach, and just come out there and fight somebody. I remember seeing him all with Todd Grisham. We were in Chihuahua, Mexico for a fight right before COVID. We're like, this guy doesn't stop. This guy comes after it, and then comes to the United States, gets the victories, and he's a fan-friendly fighter. You're going to see him live on DAZN July 6th in Ontario, California. That's going to be a good card. So 4th of July weekend, Camarón is going to be bringing the fireworks to you. All right, Hall of Fame weekend, Golden Boy Fight Night. We've had 3 knockouts so far, and you go to the Hall of Fame and you're going to see the legends, the best of the best, who've knocked out people. Oscar's knocked them out. Ricky Hatton, Michael Moore, the heavyweight. Such a cool experience when you go to the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota. And this weekend, Ivan Calderon from Puerto Rico will be inducted this weekend, and his young man who mentors, El Collazo Pupilo, will be coming up later on. But the fight that we're going to be having moments from now is our co-feature, training out of Florida. Eric Tudor takes on Rodriguez Livesey from Atlanta. Livesey said, I'm 41, but I don't feel 41. This young man made a mistake, and you see the big difference on Eric Tudor, 5'11 to 5'8. That's our co-feature coming up next. Joe Martinez, let's bring him out.
And now, fight fans, we are set to go our co-main event this evening. 10 rounds of welterweight action. And first to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, from Atlanta, Georgia, here is Rodriguez Livesey.
Rodriguez Livesey, 12-2-1, the 9 stoppages. Got called this week, said no problem, I will be there. He and Tudor got into it a little bit at the weigh-in as Rodriguez was in his face talking. Atlanta, Georgia. It's always an interesting one when you get that veteran. You don't know what you're going to quite get. Because they have the attitude. But Rodriguez, he's not here to lay down. He's ready to party.
Bringing in that ATL swag with that fit.
Coming off a victory, the end of March.
And here's his opponent, making his way to the red corner from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Eric Tudor!
Some Rolling Stones for the 22-year-old Eric Tudor. Father from Romania. He had some amateur bouts representing his father's country. Now living and training in South Florida. Quiet, doesn't talk. So when Rodriguez was yapping at the weigh-in, Tudor just kept staring right at him. They were interviewing him. They were like, what did he tell you? Don't matter. Don't matter. A new division for Tudor as he moves down to 147. Been fighting at 52, 53, but he said 47 is where I believe I belong. And our co-main ready to go, Joe Martinez. Make it loud in here, please.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with our co-main event this evening. 10 rounds of action scheduled in the welterweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside, Eric Marlinsky, John McKay, and Tom Schreck. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Charlie Finch. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing multicolored trunks, he weighed in 147 pounds. In 15 professional fights, his record stands at 12 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, with 9 wins coming by way of knockout from Atlanta, Georgia. Here is Hot Rod Rodriguez Livesey. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold trimmed in red. He weighed in officially 146 1/4 pounds. In 11 fights, his record stands at 10 victories, 1 defeat, 6 wins, coming by way of knockout from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Here is Eric Tudor!
Boxers, Chief Second. Good evening, Rodriguez. Good evening, Eric. Gentlemen, you both know the rules. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves now. Come out fighting at the bell.
22-year-old Eric Tudor. Over 168 amateur fights. Look at him against Rodriguez Livesey, who had amateur fights, he said, in the streets. So the pedigrees are different, but they're in and the ring now as professionals coming out aggressive is Rodriguez Livesey. As we said, I told him, you're going to lose. See what Eric Tudor has for a fighter like Livesey. All right, Dave, you've been in the ring with guys like this or guys not like this. If you're the youngster Tudor, what's the approach?
You know, Rodriguez, he's trying to use an intimidation factor right now, you know. But Tudor, he's just staying poised, man. That's what you want. Just stay poised, don't get caught up, and don't make mistakes.
Rodriguez got the call 2 weeks ago. Has an approach of not intimidated by anybody, coming off a victory himself. But now the 22-year-old Tudor just got to stay in his zone according to Gabe Rosado. Much taller fighter. The amateur experience, fighting the European circuit as the amateur. So you coming at him, everything's on your side. Rodriguez doesn't care about that. But now you got to be careful with Rodriguez. You don't run into something.
Yeah, you know, and Rodriguez looks soft to the body, so I think Tudor might want to test that out. Throw some hooks downstairs.
There's that hook just like you asked for. It's a good Friday night fight, so if you're watching at home, you're at the barbershop, wherever you may be, Eric Tudor bringing you some action here at Golden Boy Fight Night.
Nice 1-2 right there by Tudor. Nice and steady. You know, Rodriguez is throwing that right hook to the body, but he's kind of whipping it, and he's telegraphing it, so Tudor can see that. I would expect Tudor to counter with a left hook or something once Rodriguez tries it again.
You hear the body shots from Tudor. 6 KOs. Think about Tudor, they've brought him up against good competition. So he's had to earn his victories. He hasn't accepted easy. His father and Golden Boy saying, okay, because of that amateur background, we can move you faster. We had a hiccup last October when he lost to veteran Jose Luis Sanchez, a fight where his eye was really busted. Here he is. There's that body shot. You said it, Gabe. And Rodriguez is wincing. Is he going to get up? I don't know. Tudor saying he's not. Rodriguez is on the ground, and it's over. A first-round KO for Eric Tudor. The body shots were there, Gabe, and you called it.
Yeah, man, you know, his body would look too soft, and Tudor tested out, and that's a wrap.
2:19 of the first round. 4 fights tonight, 4 stoppages. And Eric Tudor said, I feel confident at 47, came in under. Knockout. Said, this is a great division for me. Doesn't talk much, but his hands are vicious.
Yeah, man, he's a tall kid for this division right now.
Rodriguez still on his knees. The 41-year-old, he told him, he tried to intimidate him, it didn't work. And he's still wincing. Oh, he body shots like that hurt.
Yeah, that's going to stay with him.
Tudor, after that loss, changed teams. Looks like it's making a difference with 7th KO.
And then that was good right here. You know, that jab, long jab, and he sticks it to the body, switching it up, and then that set up the body shot right there. Clean, clean.
Right on the ribs.
That was a beautiful setup, man. What created that was the jab on top, jab to the body, then he jabs on top again, and then unloads with that right hook. Beautiful setup.
You see Tudor just goes back to the corner, calm.
You know, those body shots take your legs away, so Rodriguez couldn't get up. Paralyzes the legs.
5'11", 147. That's a good frame right there. And his younger brother, Sasha, got the victory tonight to open up the show of the non-broadcast portion. So a good night for the Tudor family. Good to see you, Rodriguez. Standing up. He's acknowledging him. Yeah, yesterday was testy at the weigh-in. Now, like, okay, your body shot got me. Smiles between the two. Joe Martinez, make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 2 minutes, 19 seconds. Round number 1. Referee Charlie Fitch reaches a count of 10 for your winner by way of knockout, Eric Tudor!
11th professional victory, 7th KO for Eric Tudor in our co-main tonight. Good demeanor, good style. Kid works hard. Let's hear from Tudor, standing by with Brandy Flores.
Eric, first round knockout, you got him with the body shot. What did you see that was open in this round?
You know, that's what we worked on in camp, taking my time, finding the right shots, placing the shots, and I saw the opening and I took it.
And you look really comfortable, second fight now with the trainer that you have. What do you feel like you're doing, whether it's training or in this camp, that allows you to feel that way and to perform like you have been?
I'm just getting back to what I do best. That's boxing, use my skills, use my feet, my IQ, and, you know, I feel like it's coming together.
At the weigh-in, before in the fight when he kind of picked you up a little bit, your opponent was trying to get in your head, but obviously you stay calm, cool, collected. You get the result that you want. You guys chopping it up after. That respect. What were you guys saying?
It's just competitive nature. At the end of the day, you know, you got to do what you got to do, pump yourself up, but I stay composed no matter what.
And great night for you and your brother. Your brother not on the broadcast, but also getting a win. It's going to be a fun night in the Tudor household, right?
It is. We worked hard for this. We've been in camp for a while. I just want to say thank you, Golden Boy, for the amazing opportunity. This is an amazing event. Hall of Famers I used to watch growing up here, legends, and I'm blessed to be a part of this. Thank you to Golden Boy.
What does it mean to fight during Hall of Fame weekend and then to get that first round knockout like you did?
Like I said, like before I came to the fight, I was seeing legends in the hotel and people I would see on TV. Now I'm fighting in front of them, and it's amazing. I'm blessed to be a part of Golden Boy.
Eric, congratulations. Back to you guys.
Shout out all my Puerto Ricans, Puerto Rican Day Parade.
He's talking to you, Gabriel Zidle. He's talking to you, the Puerto Ricans, and of course, the Puerto Rican in the main event, Oscar Collazo. Well, speaking of Puerto Rico, this one has Fight of the Year contender written all over it. Subriel Matias, who trains in Mexico, goes back to the island, and he's in action looking to keep his impressive knockout run alive when he takes on undefeated Australian Liam Paro, June 15th, live from Puerto Rico on DAZN as part of your regular subscription. Good for Tudor, who gets the victory in the first round. Let's look at the CompuBox numbers for this one. And it was all Eric Tudor. Rodriguez-Livesey. He talked it well, but he found out that the youngster in Tudor was going to bring the heat, and he definitely did that. And 62% of the shots. He talked about fighting in front of the Hall of Famers. Yesterday he was telling me he wanted to meet Ricky Hatton. You know, because there's only one Ricky Hatton. Yeah. Ricky's right behind us looking at that shot like, okay. So we're going to get Ricky to go meet Eric Tudor right now. And, you know, he mentioned Oscar De La Hoya. Part of that, though, is when Oscar created the Golden Boy Fight Night series, is about giving the young fighters an opportunity to be on a broadcast, but also to test them and show you what you got. So because he lost this fight a year ago, they're not going to give up on you. It's like, okay, let's bring you back and then continue to support you, which is huge for a fighter.
No, absolutely, man. And this is the kind of performance you want to see on a comeback. You know, nice setup, nice poise. He had a good jab. You know, he didn't let Rodriguez get to him as far as using, like, you know, those intimidation factors. You know, he stood poised, so sharp, and that's what you want to see in a young fighter.
And you definitely want to see that for the 22-year Eric Tudor. Hall of Fame weekend. Will we see a future Hall of Famer tonight? Well, this weekend we will have inducted Ricky Hatton, the heavyweight Michael Moore, Boricua Ivan Calderon, and the late great Chico Corrales will be going into the Boxing Hall of Fame. There'll be a parade at Canastota. There'll be all kinds of great activities on Saturday. Also being inducted, inductees Jane Couch, Mexicana Ana Maria Torres, Wallace Matthews, publicist extraordinaire Fred Sternberg, Kenny Adams, Jackie Callan, the late broadcaster Nick Charles, who was a favorite of mine going back to the CNN days, Luis Angel Pipo and Teresa Kivy, all going into the 2024 class. All right, 5 fights are scheduled. 4 of them have been completed. All 4 have ended via stoppage. What will we get in our main event of Collazo and Zapata?
Hey champ, I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know DAZN's got over 100 live events every year. Over 100, proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockout. Big fights every week, so get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
Right now, I'm at the point in my career exactly where I want to be. Ever since I was 11 years old, I always envisioned myself as a world title holding my own belts. There's people that say they work hard, but they don't really work hard. You can ask anybody that I'm around inside the gym, I really do work hard, and I have that mindset. If this guy's doing this certain amount of rounds, I have to do one more than that. If this guy's doing this certain amount of miles, I have to do one more than that. And just, I always want to outwork my opposition. There's no pressure. I mean, I feel like I was born to be here. I was born to be performing on these stages, headlining my own cards on DAZN. It's all been a part of the plan, and it's just it's amazing to see it to finally play. This is the house that I grew up at. I mean, we've had this house for about 20 years, so most of my childhood was spent here in this house. And you know, this is where everything happened. All my amateur career, this is where I spent it. And you know, this house means a lot to me. This is the living room right here. So my mom, you know, she has the boxing pictures up. This is from my pro debut right here, and this is one of my paintings. Sometimes on my free time, I like to paint, so that's one of the paintings I did. And then got a sparring session right here. My brother's fights right here. My brother's first, he headlined in LA at the Belasco Theater. And then got an old sparring picture right here. This was one of my first sparrings actually. This frame right here is probably one of my favorites because as you read, it's my first fight. Got the ticket and everything. 2010 is when it all started. I mean, it was for a belt and I lost, so you know, it really hurt, but it was more motivation to come back and get a win. But still after that, I lost 2 more fights, but I still stuck with it. My 2 top believers and supporters have been my mom and dad. My mom has always said, you're gonna be world champion, and my dad as well. He's always been there, my ups and downs. My dad's been there by my side. It don't matter what the situation is. So they work more hours than they should have to give us an opportunity to jumpstart our career. They took a lot of their own life to give it to us, and that's why we are where we are. Thankful to them, but like I said, my mom, she's not really too much into like being in the mix, so she's more low key, but she's definitely one of my biggest supporters. Me and my brother, we're closer than usual brothers are. I have 2 other brothers, but I feel like me and Josh have gotten a lot closer with boxing. Traveling as an amateur, I was always with my brother, and even now in the pro game, we train in the same gym in Riverside, California with Robert. So just being around him, it's amazing, and he's like another father to me. I want to be one of those fighters that 20 years from now, they're like, oh, y'all remember Bam Rodriguez? He was a bad dude, and I want to be one of those legends.
Moments away from our main event here on the home of big-time boxing, and the big fights keep on coming, including a blockbuster from the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona.
Giving boxing exactly what it needs. The best be the best. Estrada's a huge star, risking it all. You talk about pound for pound great fighters, Bam Rodriguez.
Once we're in that ring, there's no respect.
This kid is super special.
From here on out, it's just big fight after big fight. I can't wait to put on the show.
A fight of the year contender written all over it.
Inside the event center, Turning Stone Resort Casino in Verona, New York. Not too far from the International Boxing Hall of Fame. It's Hall of Fame weekend. We've had 4 fights. All of them ended via stoppage. Golden Boy Fight Night, all about giving young prospects an opportunity to shine. And Gabe, when they tell you that you're going to be on Fight Night, you better bring it. They brought it here so far tonight.
No, for sure. All fights by knockout, man. And Stevens might be round of the year.
That was, if you haven't seen it, go to the Golden Boy social media accounts. Jessica Rosales does a great job putting it up there, the clips. A Fight of the Year candidate, David Stevens, who's always in a great brawl, and Argentino Sergio Lopez. They went back and forth, and it was just fantastic. I think you and I, our voices went up so high, man. We were like, oh, we forgot we're broadcasters. We're just going, oh. So 4 fights all have ended by a stop. It's a good vibe in here, good energy, man.
Absolutely, man. And the guys are coming and they're bringing it all knockouts.
Yeah, so Puerto Rican Gabe Rosado. You're still retired, right? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hey, man, I get excited when I'm in this atmosphere, bro. And then, you got Ricky Hatton ringside. Look at Ricky Hatton, man.
Yeah, Ricky Hatton's over there.
Miguel Cotto just walked in the building. The champion, Michael Moore, is unbelievable.
And whenever you work with a fighter, whether it's Sergio Mora, Gabe Rosado, there's always that shadow boxer. I'm not going to pretend to do it, but Gabe, in between rounds, is like out here doing it a little bit. you don't hit your partner. Leave Todd alone. Leave Corey alone. Leave me alone. Don't hit anybody. Oh, man. But we're having a good time here. And speaking of Miguel Cotto, the champ is with Brandy Flores.
Here with Miguel Cotto, who was recently inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame back in 2022. What is so special about this weekend and having fighters compete during International Hall of Fame weekend?
It's going to be the glorification of all this effort for all those years that they've been boxers, and the immortality for us is essential.
And Oscar Collazo defending his title for the 3rd time. You're co-promoting with him along with Golden Boy Promotions. What stands out to you about Collazo?
Collazo is a really dedicated guy, a really skilled guy, and he, in my opinion, he's the face of the boxing of Puerto Rico.
Ivan Calderon is going to be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame this weekend. How deserving is he of this honor?
I know Ivan since I was like 12 years old. He was a member of the 2000 Olympic with me, representing Puerto Rico, and he deserved the same as me being inducted right here.
Calderon getting inducted, Collazo defending his title. How much pride is this for Puerto Rico?
It's a huge weekend for the Puerto Rican boxing community, and I hope that everybody's happy in Puerto Rico.
Miguel, thank you so much. Back to you guys.
Miguel Cotto, pretty sure he took advantage of the great golf courses here. He loves his golf. He also loves promoting. He is a promoter for Oscar Collazo. We're just too busy waving at Ricky Hatton, who's sitting next to Marco Antonio Barrera. Hall of Fame weekend.
Legends, man.
It's good. And will the legend be made tonight? Oscar Collazo defends his minimum weight title against Gerardo Zapata. Roll it. It's Hall of Fame weekend here at Turning Stone Resort Casino in Verona, New York, and we're ready for the main event. Tonight, 12-round contest in the minimum weight division, 105-pounders. The champion, Oscar Collazo from Puerto Rico, defends his title for the 3rd time as he takes on Nicaragua's Gerardo Zapata. Oscar Collazo will be looking for a Hall of Fame-worthy performance tonight. Since winning the title against the Filipino Melvin Jerusalem last year, El Pupilo, the pupil, has been the one handing out lessons, defending his title twice with 2 knockouts. His opponent from Managua, Nicaragua is a 29-year-old in Gerardo Zapata. Been living in a boxing gym to possibly walking out of here with a championship strap. He has quite the story. And the event center is ready for the main event tonight. This is the fight we've been waiting for. The little guys will be going at it, but Oscar Collazo said, I'm not a little guy. I'm a champ, Beto. Put some respect because I bring it every single time. And we saw him. And Oscar Collazo at 105 pounds, making history in Puerto Rico. He is so much fun to watch.
Yeah, he is, man. You know, it's a small weight class, but he has big punch. Yeah. You know, 7 knockouts with 9 fights. And Collazo, man, he's just exciting to watch, man. I love his energy. I love his focus. And I love the fact that he wants to be great. He wants to be a legend.
Guayanilla, Puerto Rico. And he said he wants to defend his belt on the island again. He did it once, and here he is now, Hall of Fame weekend. The flag is always with him. He represents the country, but he knows that he's going to go to Japan and fight somebody. He knows he might go to Thailand. At the end of the day, this guy has the attitude of, I want to be an all-time great. He wants to take on the best, and I love his approach.
Yeah, man, and you just see it in his game, man. You see it in his focus, the way he talks, the way he walks, man. He's just about this right here, packing a big right hook. And he's a big puncher, man. It's hard for guys to, you know, in this weight class, people don't think it's entertaining because they don't get knockouts, but Collazo gets knockouts.
With the induction of Ivan Calderon this weekend, there'll be 12 professional fighters in the Hall of Fame, 14 total Puerto Ricans, if you include Joe Cortez, a referee, and a reporter, and Miguel. But the Collazo has the support of the country. You know, I mean, the island. The island's always going to be there for the Puerto Rican fighter. No matter what, you could be 0-30, but they're going to support you. But if you're a champ and you have Calderon on your side, if you have Cotto on your side, if you have Felix Trinidad on your side, that's special for any fighter.
Absolutely. You just heard it from Cotto. He said he's the face of Puerto Rico right now. And that's the truth, man. He's the guy.
And this is Tito and Cotto last year at El Coliseo Roberto Clemente, where we announced his title defense. That right there, this young man knows the history of Puerto Rican boxing, and he appreciates it. Because some people might be like, yeah, he's cool and all, but he's asking these two legends to be on his side.
Oh, yeah, when you got these guys on your side, man, these guys are legends, Hall of Famers, and they're giving you advice. They're putting you on to what you need to expect and what you need to do. Man, that's just going to add more to your game.
Co-promotion, Golden Boy and Miguel Cotto Promotions bringing Oscar Collazo's title defense here on Hall of Fame weekend. But if you want to be great, like Oscar, like Tito, like Trinidad, you got to fight some of the best around there. And Zapata is fighting for a world title for the first time. This young man is also dangerous. You got to be careful.
Oh, yeah, he's dangerous, man. And one thing that he said is he gets stronger as the rounds go on. So if that's true, then we're going to get a war tonight.
Yeah, so we're going to get that. Zapata is a fighter from Nicaragua who's training in Southern California. We will see El Camarón Cepeda fighting July 6th in Ontario, California. And then we got to get him because the reason we showed you Camarón Cepeda is because he throws a lot of punches. Yeah. Collazo throws a lot of punches. Golden Boy has fighters who are throwing over 1,000 punches.
Oh, yeah, Collazo he averages about 60 punches per round. You know, and his percentage of his punch landed is high, man. It's almost 50%. So this is a dangerous guy that not only does he hit hard, but he's accurate.
And there you see Collazo getting gloved up, our main event. Well, when you have fighters getting knocked out early, this is what you call the professional stretch, baby. This is what we got to do. This is why you're going to be a Hall of Fame broadcaster, Gabe Rosado. But what goes on through a fighter's mind right in this moment when you have the glove being tied up?
Oh, yeah, right now you're just on kill mode. Kill mode. All the nerves go out the window. Right now when the gloves are getting put on, you're just ready to attack. And that's the mentality you have.
Because when you go through a fight week, and especially here at Turning Stone, where there's so many fans that are here for you, they might not have known Collazo, but when they see him here this week, they're like, oh, that's the champ. So I saw him at breakfast this morning as I was leaving. Fans were stopping him. And that's great recognition for him to have. I mean, Gabe, you've been getting stopped everywhere you go, too. Sure. But when you're a fighter who's at 105, you're not getting much attention.
Yeah.
But to see them being recognized, that's awesome.
Oh, no, absolutely, man. And I'm happy for him, man, and I'm proud of him. And the thing is that he's bringing it. You know, he's getting the attention, but it's well deserved.
Yep. Hall of Fame weekend, and I kid you not, I was like a little kid right now. It took me back because seeing Barrera is cool. When I saw Barrera's trunks at the International Boxing Hall of Fame, like, that's awesome. You know, Chiquita Gonzalez, my name is Humberto, my given name. So Chiquita Gonzalez Humberto, I'm like, oh man, viva los Betos right there, bro. I was happy for it to see that. But around the casino, you're just seeing, you know, Butterbean was here.
Yeah.
You're seeing Patton here. You're seeing.
Man, I saw Mickey Ward.
Oh, is he here too?
Yeah, Mickey Ward, man. One of the. There he is. There he is.
Irish Mickey Ward is over there. So we're just looking around for the fighters. And Golden Boy Promotion, Oscar De La Hoya told his staff, look, Eric Gomez, the president, get you guys working. Let's look at this busy Golden Boy schedule that we'll be having this summer.
He's kind of becoming his own fighter. Oh, nice right hand there for Priest. Just got his 10th knockout win.
His punch output is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. He's a fighter who wears you out and just keeps coming and just doesn't stop. It's pretty impressive.
William Zapata is back. Giovanni Cabrera!
Here is the undefeated William El Cabrera Zapata! Cabrera said he would be more offensive. This is Mexican-style boxing at its highest level. Zapata's definitely the real deal. Zapata has looked sensational here tonight. This is what he promised. Fireworks and another knockout.
Plenty of hard-hitting action coming your way on DAZN, June 29th. Jesse Bam Rodriguez takes on El Gallo, Juan Francisco Estrada, for the WBC Super Flyweight title. And on July 6th, El Camarón, William Cepeda from Mexico, takes on Giovanni Cabrera, also from Mexico, in a very tough lightweight battle. All right, so the 105-pound championship is coming your way. Oscar Collazo will be defending his belt for the third time. Collazo, 9-0, 7 KOs. Now the Shigioka brothers are in the top 5. Melvin Jerusalem, who Collazo beat for the title a year ago, just got another belt. So maybe him, or will he go against CP Freshmart? So Collazo said any of them. I know that there's business being handled in certain ways. Certain guys are going to fight somebody. I just want to fight anybody. And here he is warming up. Oscar Collazo. Got to get him loose. I mean, you're 105 pounds. It shouldn't take that long to warm up, right?
Well, you know what? It's crazy. The fights happen, you know, the opening fights happen so fast that now he has to kind of rush into warming up. But he all right.
Yeah, he's all right. It'll be the main event as Collazo from Guayanilla, Puerto Rico, on the southern part of the island. He said he would love to have a title defense in that basketball arena by where he lives. 10,000 people, he said he can get in there. But tonight he's got to get past his opponent from Nicaragua. El Pupilo, the pupil, is our main event tonight. Did you ever fight in Puerto Rico, Gabe?
Nah, man. You know that. I fought everywhere but PR.
Philadelphia roots. Yeah. You're in Puerto Rico all the time. Broadcasting, living.
Yeah.
Showing us around the island. And it's the first time I did a fight in Puerto Rico, it was just so special because Tito walks in, and all of a sudden the arena just starts, Tito. Cotto walks in, Cotto. Then, first time I heard Danza Kuduro, La Mano Arriba, and the whole crowd just had La Mano Arriba in the Coliseo Roberto Clemente.
Well, the fight in PR with Collazo, that was pretty crazy.
Yes, it was. We had our producer, Joe. He told me, Beto, stay on the air. And I'm like, Joe, they're rushing us. Everybody wants to get around Collazo because he's become a big-time celebrity on the island. Hey.
This is probably not a bad thing, speeding up and getting warmed up, because sometimes you're just waiting in the locker room and, that weight is just causing more nerves. Well, right now, he's just getting to it.
You got to make sure the man working the mitts, his boy, right by the bathroom. You got to do what you got to do. You to get the good lather for Collazo. All right, while he warms up, what else is going on the zone?
Hey, champ, I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know DAZN's got over 100 live events every year. Over 100. Proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockout. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
Right now, I'm at the point of my career exactly where I want to be. Ever since I was 11 years old, I always envisioned myself as a world title, holding my own belts. There's people that say they work hard, but they don't really work hard. You can ask anybody that I'm around inside the gym, I really do work hard, and I have that mindset. If this guy's doing this certain amount of rounds, I have to do one more than that. If this guy's doing this certain amount of miles, I have to do one more than that. And I always want to outwork my opposition. There's no pressure. I mean, I feel like I was born to be here. I was born to be performing on these stages, headlining my own cards on DAZN. It's all been a part of the plan, and it's just it's amazing to see it. This is the house that I grew up at. I mean, we've had this house for about 20 years, so most of my childhood was spent here in this house. And this is where everything happened. All my amateur career, this is where I spent it. And this house means a lot to me. This is the living room right here. So my mom, she has the boxing pictures up. This is from my pro debut right here, and this is one of my paintings. Sometimes on my free time I like to paint, so that's one of the paintings I did. And then got a sparring session right here. My brother's fights right here. My brother's he headlined in LA at the Belasco Theater. And then got an old sparring picture right here. This was one of my first sparrings, actually. This frame right here is probably one of my favorites because, as you read, it's my first fight. Got the ticket and everything. 2010 is when it all started. I mean, it was for a belt and I lost, so, it really hurt, but it was more motivation to come back and get a win. But still after that, I lost 2 more fights, but I still stuck with it. My 2 top believers and supporters have been my mom and dad. My mom has always said, you're going to be world champion, and my dad as well. He's always been there, my ups and downs. My dad's been there by my side. It don't matter what the situation is. So they work more hours than they should have to give us an opportunity to jumpstart our career. They took a lot of their own life to give it to us, and that's why we are where we are. Thankful to them, but like I said, my mom, she's not really too much into like being in the mix, so she's more low key. But she's definitely one of my biggest supporters. Me and my brother, we're closer than usual brothers are. I have 2 other brothers, but I feel like me and Josh have gotten a lot closer with boxing. Traveling as an amateur, I was always with my brother, and even now in the pro game, we train in the same gym in Riverside, California with Robert. So just being around him, it's amazing, and he's like another father to me. I want to be one of those fighters that 20 years from now, they're like, oh, y'all remember Bam Rodriguez? He was a bad dude, and I want to be one of those legends.
Love watching Bam Rodriguez. Remember seeing him as an amateur. He came with his brother Joshua Franco to the Rock Gym in Carson. Remember telling his father, I was like, dude, I love Bam. He's like, he's an amateur. I was like, oh, this kid had a shirt because he had a cartoon shirt that said Bam. That'll be coming up later on. But before we start our pre-fight festivities, our Brandy Flores had a chance to talk with the champ, Oscar Collazo, earlier tonight.
Thank you, Beto. Oscar, it is fight night, but let's talk about as you enter the ring, what do you anticipate from your opponent?
Well, I anticipate that he coming in strong. He wants the victory. He wants to be a world champion. You know, like everybody, is a chance to change his life. But we got the strategy. We know the strategy that he's probably gonna take, and we got a plan A to the Z.
This is your third title defense. We got the belt right here. But you said in my fighter meetings how your life has changed. People start to know you more, and it's a little bit different. So how did you make sure that you were locked in during this training camp?
But it's my mentality. You know, my mentality is always stay in the gym, staying strong, staying with my family. Like I don't go out like that. But when I go out, the people recognize me. Like I represent them. You know, and all this hard work always pays off, and always for my fans, my gente, my people from Puerto Rico, and my family.
In fighting during Hall of Fame weekend, you mentioned how great of an honor it is for you, but to know that your mentor, Ivan Calderon, is getting inducted as well, and he's going to be watching you tonight in the ring. How special do you think it's going to be when you step into the ring and knowing the history of this moment?
It's going to be very special because Ivan Calderon, he's a mentor, he's my friend, helps me a lot, calls me often. And thanks to Ivan that he let open doors for us minimum weight to be in a spotlight, be in a mortality just like him, and being in the fight is gonna be special for me because I'm gonna be in a Hall of Fame weekend with him this Sunday, so it's gonna be a special moment for both of us.
And do you have anything special planned that you're going to do with him as he's getting inducted or anything?
Just being there, just get his hand, giving his hug for his wife, his kids. You know, it's going to be a special moment. I'm going to be there.
And how important is this moment, this entire weekend, as you mentioned, for Puerto Rico?
It's a big moment. It's a big moment. It's a big fight weekend. I'm fighting, Sandro Saya fighting, his big, Ivan Calderon big weekend, the Parada Puertorriqueña. You know, it's a big week for boxing, for Puerto Ricans, and I'm being the headliner from the zone. It's a special moment for me.
All right, well, Oscar, good luck out there. Back to you guys.
Excellent job, Brandy, all night long. Our main event from Turning Stone. Hall of Fame weekend, you got to have a championship fight, and we will get that. 105-pounders going at it. Look at the tape. Zapata, the challenger, is the taller fighter, as they both made weight easy. Taller and with a reach advantage for the opponent. Joe Martinez, let's hear it.
And now, fight fans, the moment we've all been waiting for is here. The main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing is scheduled for the minimum weight world championship. And first to make his way to the ring, here's the challenger from Nicaragua. Here is Gerardo Zapata.
Gerardo Zapata, and there you see him wearing Maywood boxing. He's got the Huertas behind him. Mando Huerta with the cap, and over his left shoulder is Charles Huerta, former Golden Boy prospect who is now training with his father at Maywood Boxing. Big Surge, the cut man. And this young man, Zapata, didn't have anything here in Southern California where he's training, so they had to get him a haircut. Took him to RC's barbershop, got him cleaned up. He said, I feel fresh, as he's ready to fight on the big stage. Keys to Victory brought to you by Doug Fisher, editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine. Box tall, which he is the taller fighter. Stay on the move, off the ropes. And number 3, set traps for the left uppercut. He's got an excellent corner on his side. The challenger, Gerardo Zapata.
And next to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner, the reigning undefeated WBO World Champion, Collazo, Oscar Collazo.
The champ, ready to walk. Puerto Rico, de Frankie Ruiz. Ready to walk? So much so that he still told him, relax, man, enjoy it. Here he is, a lot of Puerto Rican flags inside the venue, enjoying the ring walk. Jose Cotto on his side, the trainer. He wears one of those hats every single fight. Gives it away as a special memento for a fan. El Pupilo. Frankie Ruiz, Puerto Rico jamming in. He's ready to go inside the ring. Guayanilla, Puerto Rico is being represented tonight on Hall of Fame weekend. The keys to victory for Collazo, brought to you by Ring Magazine. Gradual pressure, high guard. Second is feint and beat Zapata to the jab. And then the third one from Doug Fisher, pressure him to the ropes, attack the body. All right, Joe Martinez, let's go.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Live on DAZN around the world from Turning Stone Resort Casino here in Verona, New York. This is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing this scheduled for the WBO Minimumweight Championship of the World. It is presented by Oscar Collazo's Golden Boy Promotions, this bout in association with Cotto Promotions. Sponsored by BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Sanctioned by the Oneida Athletic Commission, the WBO, with supervisor in attendance, Gustavo Olivieri. The three judges scoring at ringside, Don Ackerman, Glenn Feldman, and Don Trella. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of this World Championship bout, Benji Estevez Jr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. New York, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing white with gold, he weighed in officially 104 1/4 pounds. In 16 professional bouts, his record outstanding with 14 victories, just 1 defeat, 1 draw with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Presentando el retador de Managua, Nicaragua. Here is the challenger, Gerardo El Cascabel Zapata. And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing blue and white, he weighed in officially 104 3/4 pounds. In 9 bouts as a professional, he is perfect in the ring. 9 victories, no defeats, 7 big wins coming by way of knockout, presenting the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO Minimumweight Champion of the World, el hijo invicto desde Villalba, Puerto Rico, Collazo, el pupilo, Oscar Collazo.
José, ¿nos quiere más? Hold on a second. Ya he recibido la instrucción, denme una pelea limpia, obedezca mis instrucciones todo el tiempo, protégese en todo el tiempo. Aquí está bien y de aquí está bien. Le deseo suerte, que gane el mejor, desen guantes.
Oscar Collazo, whether you're in Villalba, Guayanilla, Ponce, Dorado, San Juan, the entire island is watching tonight as Collazo puts his belt on the line for the 3rd time. Gerardo Zapata from Nicaragua, now training in Southern California. He's looking for the upset. This is the biggest stage for him here on Hall of Fame weekend. We are underway. Golden Boy Fight Night. The WBO belt on the line. Collazo with the white and blue. Zapata in all white. Experience on the side of Collazo, even though he only has 9 professional fights, 7 KOs, but he's been on the bigger stages games. It's nothing for him.
Nice jab right there by Collazo. And what I like is that lateral movement, that side to side. You know, the way he's placing his feet. Not doing much right now with the hands, but he's putting himself in position by moving side to side.
Yeah, 9-0, 7 KOs, been a pro for 4 years. Wanted to go to the Olympics, but his division didn't exist on the Olympic side, turned professional. Was born in Newark, New Jersey, grew up in Puerto Rico. Gold medalist of the Pan Am Games in 2019. Became a pro in his became a champ in his 7th professional fight. And yes, he was named after Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar el Pupilo. Mom is a de la Hoya fan. He's got Cotto on his side. This kid was destined to be a boxer.
See what you see, Zapata right now is not letting his hands go because that movement that Collazo's doing. See right there? Counter shot, quick shot by Collazo. So Zapata's just trying to kind of read the rhythm of Collazo right now.
Nicknamed the pupil. He has that look. Wears glasses outside of the ring. But once he's in there, he's vicious, quick, moves around.
It's a nice, steady, powerful jab by Collazo.
Collazo stopped Reineris Gutierrez in January of this year in the 3rd round.
It's a nice jab right there by Zapata.
Zapata looks a little stiff, doesn't he?
Well, you know, it's the movement right now that Collazo's doing where, you know, it's the 1st round, you got to catch that rhythm. And Collazo's just setting him up with quick counters. As soon as Zapata throws, Collazo has an answer.
Uppercut by Collazo.
As soon as Zapata threw, Collazo threw that 1-2 right away.
Excellent round for the champ. See the back of his trunks? Say KO Yazo. He said, that's my new nickname, KO Yazo. I'm getting a KO tonight. Coming out aggressive in the opening round.
Beautiful 1st round by Collazo.
No te desesperes, lo vas a caminar hacia tu mano izquierda porque él es zurdo, para que camine para acá. Si él camina para acá, tú caminando para acá, te va a dar espacio para cuando que él ya ve, puedes meter con la zurda por encima. Contrólate un poco, es lo que está esperando, se mantuvo que trancado, fíjate de eso, rompemos que, vamos a romper los bornes para hacerle daño. Y vamos a tocar los puntos, ¿ok? Con calma, sin prisa. Él te está dando el espacio, no tienes que tirar un montón, tira los golpes que necesitas. Pero sigue manteniéndolo ocupado con tu mamá, que te le sale, toca, sigue está luciendo bonito. Saques el golpe, ¿ok? No te quiero llevar de lejos abajo. Quiero el jab ahorita, ¡pum! Rapidito.
You see Mando Huerta, excellent trainer in Southern California, and Maywood Boxing. So many legends have gone in and out of there. A spot where there's no recording allowed. It is old school. It's got that vintage look, vintage smell. You got to earn your way, and that's where Zapata's been training for the last 5 weeks after he came from Nicaragua. Collazo won his belt last May when he stopped the Filipino Melvin Jerusalem to win the WBO title. And he defended it against Garrendiaga, the Filipino, last August in Puerto Rico. Stopped him in the 6th round, and here they are. Collazo stepping it up.
Man, Collazo's accuracy is sharp because of his footwork, man. He places himself in the right position to fire his shots.
Okay, we've seen his last couple fights. He looks very, very sharp tonight. He's always been there, but tonight he looks extra fine.
But yeah, and for me, what's standing out is just that footwork, man. That placement. It's perfect.
We were saying in the opening, he loves to throw a lot of punches, loves to trade with you. It looks like he's boxing more tonight.
Nice roll right there with a quick counter. He's sharp tonight, man.
The experience that comes with being a professional for Collazo. Being a champ.
And right there, just that simple head movement, not allowing Zapata to land a shot. He's applying pressure, but he's coming in with head movement and counters.
Zapata hasn't landed anything of notice here in the fight so far.
Yeah, Collazo's taking it away from him. And that's frustrating, man, when you're trying to let your hands go and you can't hit the target.
On the belt, referee Benji Status has to bring it up a little bit. Zapata's corner are very excited about him. Huertas. So he's an old school throwback fighter, does whatever they want in the gym with him. He'll listen, effective.
Oh, and that's why a big shot landed by Zapata. Collazo, the champ, is in trouble. He stays on his feet.
Wow.
And it's Zapata with the big shot. This is what the Huertas were excited about.
Zapata loaded up with that shot. It looked like it was going to go to the body, but he fired it up top, and he hurt Collazo bad.
Collazo nodded like, okay, you got me there. Zapata looking to damage Collazo. Collazo, 25 seconds to go in the round. It's all Zapata here in the second part of the round.
Man, Collazo's still wobbly, still hurt.
He did not go down. 10 seconds to go in the round. Excellent for Gerardo Zapata from Nicaragua. The body shots landed by the opponent. Oh, we got a good one breaking out. And Zapata just stares at Collazo.
No te puedes volver loco, solamente que se ataque. Vivo. No puede, con calmita, con calma, vivo. No tienes que esperar, te dormiste. ¿Qué te dije? Con calma. No tienes que tirar mucho, vivo. ¿Quién se está aquí? Es lo que está aquí, esperando para que tú cometas errores. Dame una botella de agua. Tienes que hacer lo que cometes errores tú. Con calma, sigue tocando. Son 12 saltos. Te dije, ¿vale? ¿Qué knockout?
Right here, you see Collazo trying to counter. Zapata loads up, lands clean on the chin of Collazo, and that shot looked like it was going to go to the body.
Yeah.
The way he wound it up, he was cocking it from underneath. It looked like it was going to go to the body. He came up top with it, and here Collazo bad.
Big shot. Oh, big
yeah.
right. Woof.
See the angle from that shot? It looks like it's going to be a body shot, and he comes up top with it.
Collazo's been down before in 2022. Big Saludar in an eliminator bout. He dropped Saludar, and then Collazo was dropped later on in the fight. That was a heck of a fight where they went back and forth. WBO Minimumweight title on the line. Excellent round for Gerardo Zapata.
You know, and that right there gives Zapata confidence, because he's like, I can hurt this guy. You know, he was missing a lot of shots and getting countered, but right now that gives him a different kind of swag right now, different kind of confidence.
Collazo coming back.
That's
Zapata says no.
Yeah.
Power punches through two. It's big on the side of Collazo. And coming on strong is Zapata with 32% landed. So for Zapata, a loss because he was disqualified. In fact, they told him it was going to be a no contest. He woke up the next morning, said he was disqualified. And then he had a draw, which he said, there's no way I would have got that victory anywhere in the Dominican Republic. So those are his last two fights. Here he is now taking on the champ, Collazo, and acting like he's in charge.
Collazo's going back to what he was doing well, the foot movement, throwing combinations from different angles, and that's what you want to do. Zapata almost lands a big overhand left right there. Collazo looks like he got his wits back. Back to boxing.
Randy Forbes in the corner of Collazo. They said he's feeling fine. They want him to catch him off guard and counterpunch for Collazo. Oh, heavy Puerto Rican crowd making all the noise at Turning Stone.
You know, and this is what you want from Collazo. You know, the last round he was hurt badly, but he's coming back. You know, getting control of the fight.
Probably took Zapata's best punch. Zapata only had 5 KOs. Not known for his power.
And Zapata switches from southpaw to orthodox.
Yeah, Zapata hasn't stopped anybody since 2018. He's looking like he's for bombs.
Yeah. You know, it worked for him, so he's definitely trying to milk that.
Good action. The WBO Minimumweight Title on the line.
Good comeback.
Collazo, Zapata going back and forth. There he is, the newest inductee. Mini flyweight title holder from 2003 to 2007, Ivan Calderon, who has a special relationship with El Pupilo that they text. He actually moved around with him a couple rounds getting ready for this. He said even at 49, Calderon still got it.
Yeah, man, I got to see that round, man. It was, yeah, you know, Calderon, it was only one round, you know, but he was moving his head, man, looking slick.
Congratulations to Ivan Calderon, finally getting into the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
No te puedes quedar. Y si necesitas un golpe, no te vas a venir a abrir porque es lo que te está
Ok, respira profundo. Gerardo, esos rounds no nos los van a dar. Tienes que hacer más, ¿me entiendes?
They got roots in Paramount, California. They've been bringing, when his son Charles was fighting, he went from being the prospect to being the B side. They got his son back in there. So they know what it's like when you're the opponent and you're doing the hot shot. See if that works for on the side of Zapata. But right now, Oscar Collazo in the white and blue. Looks like he's recovered nicely from that second round.
Yeah, he got that bounce in his feet, you know, moving around side to side. And his hands go well. You know, Zapata's in love with that power. You know, he's just trying to throw that one shot now. But he's not going to win the fight like that. He has to set up traps and let that jab go as well. Collazo's going to be aware for that big one shot that Zapata's trying to land.
And he took the big shot, did not go down. Knees were buckled, but did not go down. With Collazo, when you take somebody's best shot, what do you do moving forward here?
For Zapata?
For Collazo, he took his best shot.
Oh yeah, you know, he just go right back to what you're doing, and you can see his guard is high now. You know, he's not dropping the guard, his guard is high, so he's being cautious of that big shot.
Combination from the champion, Collazo. Swing and a miss from Zapata. More boxing in this fight than I expected from Collazo. I thought he was going to roughen up and throwing a bunch of punches and bunches, but not tonight. Different approach. Oh! Shot stagger Zapata. Body work from Collazo.
But you know, I think it's a matter of Collazo warming up into the fight and just picking it up as it goes.
We mentioned the open. We had to stop because he wasn't warm yet, so we had a quick warm up.
Exactly. Kind of got rushed into it.
Warm now. With less than a minute to go in the fourth round.
See right there when Zapata switches over to orthodox, he's looking for that big right hook, the one that hurt Collazo in the second round. So every now and then you'll see Zapata switch over to that orthodox stance. He must have landed that big right hook.
30 seconds to go in the fourth round. Good action between Collazo and Zapata. Look at the 5-pounders going at it. Oh boy, fight night.
Nice combination right there. Right hook, left uppercut by Collazo.
Solid round for the champion, Oscar Collazo.
Hazlo para atrás, eso. Ahí te va el agua. Gerardo, estira los pies. Estira los pies. Tú dime aquí, escúpela.
Mando Huerta,
Más.
Charles Huerta, and also
Gerardo, de
Big
todos
Serge Estrada,
modos
the
estás
Pitman.
entrando
On the
sin
veteran.
tirar. Estás entrando y él tira. Quiero que entres tirando, ¿ok? Estás entrando y luego quieres tirar. Él te está ganando al golpe. ¿Ok? Y sigue trabajando el cuerpo.
Ya vamos en 5 ahorita.
Vamos en 5, Y esos rounds cercanos no nos los van a dar. No nos los van a dar, ¿me entiendes?
Beto Duran, Gabe Rosado, and Brandy Flores with you. Hall of Fame weekend at Turning Stone Resort Casino. Golden Boy Fight Night. Good action between the champion Oscar Collazo, 9-0, 7 KOs. The challenger from Nicaragua, Gerardo Zapata, in all white, 14-1-1. Maybe just the second round for Zapata?
Yeah. You know, Zapata, he's just trying to land that big shot again. Standing on the power stance, ready to fire.
That's the corner of Collazo, whose microphone is on. You can hear them. Right hand from Zapata. Collazo in the middle of the ring in the blue and white.
You know, Collazo's boxing a smart fight because Zapata, man, he can punch. So Collazo's doing what he needs to do, throwing combinations, moving side to side, using his angles.
And that's about that one punch at a time.
See how he switches over to orthodox and he whips that right hook? But the thing is, it looks like it's coming to the body and he throws it up top.
So why doesn't he just stay like that?
I think, you know, for Zapata being southpaw, he switches that look last minute and he's trying to sneak it in. You know, he's trying to sneak that right hook in.
So if you're Collazo and you see orthodox, you know he's just throwing one punch.
You either want to back off and just jab, back off. You already know what's coming. Or you can anticipate it and counter.
Fighting in the middle of the ring. Keep on working, they're saying in the corner of Collazo as their microphone is on.
Nice jab.
Collazo just pushes Zapata into Benji Esteves Jr., our referee tonight.
Nice counter right there.
Moving around nicely is Collazo.
Ooh, nice shot.
This is Collazo, landing his combinations. Trying to separate himself from the challenger, Zapata. Also wings that shot and he takes a deep breath. Body shot from Zapata as Collazo missed the big swing. Final seconds of the 5th round. Oscar Collazo, Gerardo Zapata in our main event.
Quick right, left hand by Collazo.
Porque lo estás haciendo más y luego te dejas de tirar y él nos roba el round.
You stop throwing and he steals the round. Don't let them steal the round.
Gerardo Zapata is from Nicaragua, but he trains at Maywood Boxing in Maywood, California, and he lives in the gym. You heard that right. It's not a euphemism or anything like that. He was supposed to stay with somebody else, but it didn't work out, and he had to train for this camp, so he stayed and lived literally in the boxing gym, slept on an air mattress. He said it didn't really bother him. He was here to train to fight, and that's what he's getting ready for, with a chance to win a world title.
Yeah, he popped the first air mattress, and the Huerta said, you know what? We had to get him another one. I mean, 5 weeks on an air mattress, that's rough, but when you're chasing a dream, it doesn't matter. Good job, Brandy. We're in the 6th round. I mean, You've heard of fighters living in the gym or above a gym, like at Wildcard where Freddie has a little room for people. But in the Parks and Rec office, do what you got to do. And he said if he got bored, he'd just work out again.
Nice pressure right here by Collazo. Jabbing, pressing the action.
Oscar Collazo coming out, controlling this fight. There he is, his co-promoter, Hall of Famer Miguel Cotto, who got inducted in 2022. Cotto's not going to have any kind of emotion, but you know that he's watching intently for a fighter that he signed. WBO Promotions. Uppercut from Collazo. Now Zapata has slowed down, Gabe.
Yeah.
He's not adapting.
Because he's trying too hard to land one punch. He's not throwing combinations. He has to throw combinations. In the midst of those combinations, he might be able to land something in between when Collazo's trying to counter.
But now it's Zapata against the ropes. Collazo sensing something. Zapata trying to... What's he doing there, Gabe? Why is he on the ropes?
Zapata's just trying to set traps because the foot movement that Collazo's applying is giving him trouble to land. You know, Collazo's, he's in and out. So it's giving Zapata trouble to land that counter. So he wants to lay on the rope and then keep Collazo still, and maybe it gives him an opportunity to land.
So that's why Collazo's not attacking when he's on the rope?
Exactly.
He sees something on.
Collazo's not falling for the bait. See, right here, he just wants him to stand there and give him a target to fire.
Double shot from Zapata. There's Collazo controlling the round. The champ controlling this fight in his third title defense. Next Saturday, Jose Andres Terán and Agustin Perez come face-to-face, looking to extend their respective 5 and 7 fight winning streaks. Terán and Perez, part of your DAZN subscription. Hall of Fame weekend. There you see El Terrible Eric Morales representing Zona Norte, Tijuana. Butterbean and Kelly Pavlik. Kelly right behind Butterbean. Great to see him. He's down to 280. Out of the wheelchair, looking great. Marco Antonio Barrera and Ricky Hatton. And yes, Barrera's on the other side of Eric Morales. Of course, inducted this year. There's only one, Ricky Hatton. As they're watching the fights tonight, that's Oscar Collazo. Besides that second round where Zapata landed big shots and Collazo was wobbly, it's been all the champ tonight, Gabe.
Yeah, and the corner of Collazo is asking for body shots now.
Yeah, Joe Cotto, his trainer, his microphone is on so you can hear him. He understands the Spanish. Get in, get out fast, he's just said. Yeah, the work rate has slowed down for Zapata.
You know, it's that footwork from Collazo, man. It's just Zapata can't let his hands go. He can't catch that timing because Collazo continues in and out, side to side with that footwork.
Collazo won a title in his 7th pro fight. Defending for the 3rd time in his 10th. Hall of Fame weekend. A little low. They just jumps in. Well, Collazo just kept on going.
Nice double jab.
The work rate for Collazo, Gabe, he looks like he's fine. Like it's not affecting him at all. Great shape.
Yeah, you know, Collazo has to find openings or create openings because Zapata's not really throwing much for him to fire in between these shots. So a lot of these shots that Collazo's landing is shots that he's creating.
Our main event, 4 fights tonight have all ended early via stoppages. Yair Gallardo, KO. David Stevens, KO. Mike Williams, KO. Eric Tudor, a KO. Here in the main event, are we going to go the distance with the minimum weight title on the line? Zapata, even the jab he's on the way, he's flowing.
Yeah, he's starting to fade. This pressure that Collazo is applying is breaking Zapata down. You don't see the same steam in his shots.
Zapata against the ropes, covers up high. Collazo doesn't fall for the bait, as you said, Gabe. Is this what Collazo wants to be in the middle of the ring?
Yeah, you know, you don't want to stand still with this guy because that's the only opportunity he has is to land that one big shot. So you want to keep doing what Collazo's doing with that footwork and those combinations.
10 seconds to go in the round.
And as you can see, Collazo's not pressing the action when he puts his back on the rope. When Zapata lays on the rope, he knows he's setting a trap.
Brandy Flores, our excellent reporter, is roaming around the ring. What do you have, Brandy?
Well, Oscar Collazo has said before that his mentor is Ivan Calderon. Calderon being inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. Collazo told us that he's always been a great mentor of his. He gives him advice on all aspects of life, not just boxing. And Calderon has pushed him to become the fighter he is today. And even today, at almost 50 years old, Calderon will still have Collazo train. And he told us that they sparred for 1 round. And that Collazo had so much respect for Calderon that he said I didn't even want to throw at him. And so Collazo also ensured to us that despite his age, the former champ still has it.
He was the champ from 2003 to 2007. 11 successful defenses. Ivan Calderon. Guayanabo, Puerto Rico.
Collazo starting off with that jab, pumping it out. 4 jabs in a row. Nice, stiff, strong jabs. Also, Zapata landed a nice, quick, short right hook.
It's 1 at a time, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, this is probably what's going to suit Zapata best, is to apply this pressure. You know, Calderon is better, Collazo's better pressing the action.
And you'll see the power punches through 7. Collazo landed 40% of them.
See, when Collazo presses the action with that side-to-side movement and that footwork, it suits him. But when Zapata's applying pressure, you know, he can change the look.
We're in the 8th round. Can Collazo stop him, Gabe?
He can. I think if he starts going to the body and just soften him up a bit, it'll open it up for up top.
Uppercut for Collazo, because at times you'll see Zapata breathing heavy.
Yeah, you know, this is exhausting when you got a guy that's pressuring you like this with his footwork. And you can see right there, Zapata switched over to that orthodox and tried to wind up on that hook. But there's no steam on it right now, so he's slowing down.
Against the rope of Zapata. He's been trying to set those traps. This time Collazo gets in and out.
In and out, yep. Combinations in and out. Smart. Smart boxing.
Attacking is Collazo. And the pro Puerto Rico crowd's gonna make noise for anything he lands. has learned as he's become a pro. Not going to knock anybody out early on in this division. You got to break him down. And it's the body work that looks like it's been effective for him recently.
Nice combination right there.
It's in there. Intelligent fighter, isn't he?
Yeah, you know, when he's throwing combinations, he's either pulling out to the sides, not straight back. He's not giving Zapata an opportunity to land a big counter shot. These are great combinations right here, pressing the action.
And he closes the round strong. It's Oscar Collazo. Oh, look at that. Puerto Rico, Subriel Matias goes home. He's training in Mexico. He's looking to keep his impressive knockout run alive when he takes on the undefeated Aussie, Liam Pardo, June 15th, live on DAZN as part of your regular subscription. And that water looks fantastic. Let's go, Gabe. That's going to be a heck of a fight. Okay, we heard, that's the corner of Collazo, but the audio we heard of Zapata. Zapata's corner just told him, if you don't knock him out, you don't win.
You don't win.
So Mando Huerta telling his fighter, the opponent, Gerardo Zapata, you need the knockout. You're telling a fighter that. Setting your fighter up to take some chances, aren't you?
Well, you know, he's losing the fight. Okay. So the only chance he got is a knockout. But, you know, there's ways to set up the knockout. And the thing is that at this pace, you know, it's just making it more difficult for Zapata. Zapata just has to let his hands go and apply pressure.
And Collazo's getting stronger as the fight progresses, as we're here in the 9th round.
This is Collazo's game, applying this pressure right here, in and out, side to side, in combinations. Nice body shot right there by Collazo.
Now you hear the corner of Zapata. That's Mando Huerta. His microphone is hot, and you can hear him telling his fighter, you're giving him too many chances. Zapata in white. He's starting to fade, Gabe.
Yeah, Collazo's in phenomenal shape, man. He's still keeping that same pace, that same rhythm. And he's still got pop in his shot, so he has an opportunity to get this knockout.
And here comes the Collazo crowd making noise inside turning zone.
Collazo slipping and dipping right there, not firing, but he's going to fire some stops.
Combinations and gets out.
Collazo lets his hands go, man, but he doesn't waste his punches. His accuracy is on point.
Walking him down, Collazo. And Zapata on the ropes.
But what's difficult is since Zapata's not firing back, there's really no opening for Collazo to land that big shot. Zapata's just trying to land that one shot.
I don't think he had that one shot in him. I guess he hasn't had a knockout since 2018.
The worst thing that could have happened to him was hurting Collazo in the 2nd round, because in his mind, he's like, all I gotta do is land that one shot.
Thinking he has it?
Yep.
Okay, you see Collazo not falling for it, Gabe. Very intelligent Puerto Rican fighter. Final seconds of the 9th round. We're headed to the championship rounds in the WBO minimum weight bout.
And for Zapata, if you want to win this fight, you got to fight. You got to fight. He's just trying to land one shot. You got to fight. You got to press the action.
pit. Put water on his head. If you stay against the ropes, they're going to stop it. Try to do something. Here's where you got to show what you got. You need to let them go, because we're way behind.
Right here, Zapata's just trying to land those one big shots, and Collazo's too quick, too sharp for that, throwing great combinations.
Mando Huerta is out of the instructions. He's basically saying, you got to let him hang.
You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You're just trying to land one shot. You're kind of on survival mode in a championship fight. And it's an opportunity of a lifetime, man. You gotta let your hands go.
And we're in the championship rounds, warning them, if you stay against the rope, they're gonna stop it. This is a Collazo, an opportunity. He's breaking him down. Can Collazo get the stoppage against Zapata? Collazo looks fresh right now. I think Zapata's out of gas. It doesn't look like he really wants to engage or trade or.
You know, and like I said, man, this is like you gotta let your hands go. The only opportunity you have is to apply pressure.
And he's never been here before. He's only went past the 8th round once in his career.
And Collazo, he sees blood. He's going for the kill.
The way Collazo's moving at the hip. Now he's stalking his Collazo.
Yep, he's on stalk mode now.
He sees something. Well, extra bounce in the step of the champion Collazo.
Collazo could sense that Zapata's just out of it mentally.
He's broken him down.
Yeah, the pressure's breaking him down. The movement, the counters.
And Zapata came down for this fight. He normally fights at 108. He had no trouble making the weight, but he said, I fought at 105 because there's a chance for a title. Normally at 108, that's where I'm at. He had no trouble making weight, came in and under, actually. But a big opportunity for him, and it's been all Oscar Collazo controlling.
You know, Collazo's doing what he got to do, but, you know, Zapata's just on survival mode.
And this is where a champion needs to separate himself. This is where you need to put on the show and close the show. Especially if you want the fights in Japan, or if you want to take on CP, or the rematch against Melvin Jerusalem. Collazo slipping a punch. Following Zapata around is against the ropes. Now it's sensing something. Collazo's
counter right there.
Very nice from Collazo. 10 seconds to go in the 10th round. It's all Oscar El Pupilo Collazo, Villalba, Puerto Rico, being represented very well tonight. That's how you box. Be calm. If you're gonna work, you gotta be intelligent about it.
You know, great advice by the corner. He's pretty much saying throw combinations and pull out on the angles, take away his power shot, hit him in the gut.
We need to knock him out. Both hands, your left. Mando Huerta. Different corners, huh? Great advice from Cotto. Jose Cotto in the corner of Collazo. Still saying be careful. And then Mando Huerta's like, look, we got nothing left, bro. You better knock him out. That's the tail of the fight right now. In the 11th round. Oscar Collazo, the main event on Golden Boy Fight Night, Hall of Fame weekend.
We see how Collazo starts the round with that strong jab, which sets up that big left hand that he just landed.
Zapata ranked 11th by the WBO. It's his opportunity tonight. He's been all the champion Collazo, except for that second round.
Collazo's doing great things, man, but you know it's hard to get the knockout when your opponent's not firing back and it's kind of on survival mode.
You're just covering up.
Yeah, the hardest thing to do is to knock out a guy that's on survival mode and knows how to survive.
Knows how to give you those angles so you don't hit flush. I think Zapata's been on survival mode the last couple rounds. That's what Collazo's got to do, that uppercut flush.
As soon as he finishes that shot, man, he gets right out. Good.
Zapata in the corner, covering up on the ropes. What can Collazo do? A barrage of punches would be good for Collazo. In the corner of Zapata, you gotta go for a knockout. He ain't doing that. It's Collazo moving around nicely for the champion.
There's that angle that the trainer asked him for.
He got
He's been doing that all day. Beautiful boxing.
.45 seconds to go on the 11th. Collazo moving around, trying to load up on his shots. Man, Zapata's tough.
It's got to be frustrating for Zapata's corner, man. They're just begging him to let his hands go.
Is that? An excellent fight for Oscar Collazo. Controlling. If you win, it's how you win. Got to close the show. As it looks, we're going to be headed to one more round. And we hit the 12th. You're playing with your future.
Yeah, he said don't take a risk because he put his hands down and he kind of like showboated a little bit. This corner said don't take a risk, man. Don't mess up your future. Don't get caught with another big shot.
Excellent round.
Yeah, right here. Collazo's letting his hands go combinations, but Zapata's just on defense mode. He's not firing back. You know, Collazo's boxing a great fight, but you know, it's all about the dance partner.
All right, they told him don't play with your future. Be careful, but do you go for it? Because Zapata's going to be dangerous. He's been waiting for the final round. Collazo's up easy on the cards. At least it should be. Golden Boy Fight Night's all about the show you put on.
And right now, as you see Zapata applying pressure, but you know, I thought that's something he should have done way back, a few rounds ago.
You and Mando Huerta told him the same thing.
Yeah, you got to change the pace of the fight.
303 more punches landed by Oscar Collazo through 11. Great job. Beautiful total punch stance. Landing 30% of them.
Collazo's, man, he's in phenomenal shape, still moving around. Looks like he looked in the first round. You know, Zapata's not throwing no punches. You know, this is a world title fight. Do you want to win? How bad do you want it?
Looks like he's just trying to survive now.
Look, trying to land a big right hook.
Collazo saw that. Uppercut with the hand. Up high.
You know, Collazo, he knows that he has the fight in the bag, so he's playing it smart right now. Just keeping his distance, not allowing Zapata to land that one big shot.
Hall of Fame weekend. Ivan Calderon going into the Hall of Fame. A mentor to Oscar Collazo. Collazo looks like he's on his way to his third successful title defense. And now it's going to be who is next for Collazo. Which one of the other champs is going to be lined up? And if you're one of the other champs, are they going to go out? Like, okay, bring it to me. Let's go.
You know, Collazo is a difficult style. You know, that foot movement, that head movement. He's an accurate puncher. It's not easy. And you know, Zapata, that's the main reason why Zapata's not throwing any shots. But you got to take a chance when it's a world title fight.
Yeah, absolutely. What? The first time for Zapata in a world title. Bright lights of DAZN. That's a golden boy. And there we go, Oscar Collazo. Told you he's gonna throw a lot of punches, and he did. Landed a lot too. As the fight winds down. Crowd here, turning stone, making noise on Hall of Fame weekend. Golden Boy Fight Night, our main event, goes the distance between Oscar Collazo and Gerardo Zapata, respective the two fighters from Puerto Rico and Nicaragua.
Yeah, man, Collazo did what he had to do. He boxed well, smart fight. He got hurt, but he came back strong.
Yeah.
Fought a disciplined fight.
Puerto Rico flags all over upstate New York. That's a flag of Villalba, where Collazo lives. That green and yellow one that you saw. Yeah, no big emotion for Collazo this one. Took care of business.
You know, he wanted the knockout, man. He was pressing the action. He was trying. But like I said, it's hard to get the knockout when you got a guy that's not firing back. You know, the knockouts come from shots that you don't see coming. But when you're bracing yourself and you're on defense mode, you know, you're not going to get hurt. And Zapata really didn't take a chance.
So 12 good rounds. Eric Gomez, president of Golden Boy. Yeah, congratulating Zapata. Look at the highlights for this one, Gabe.
Yeah, right here, you know, Collazo just landing a good right uppercut, slipping counter shot with the straight left, going down to the body. You know, his accuracy was just pinpoint. Right here, you know, Zapata lands that big shot that I think Collazo thought was going to go to the body, and he winded up top. But he countered well, came back strong after that, after being hurt in that second round.
Yeah, it was good action. 105-pounders go back and forth. All right, Joe Martinez has the decision. Let's hear it, Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, and here are the totals. Both Glenn Feldman and Don Trella score it 119-109. Don Ackerman has it 117-110. Your winner by unanimous decision. And still the WBO Minimumweight Champion of the World, El Pupilo, Oscar Collazo!
10th professional victory for Oscar Collazo. Defends his belt for the third time. So the WBO Minimumweight title stays in Villalba, Puerto Rico. June 29th, Phoenix, Arizona. The zone is in town as El Gallo Estrada takes on Bam Rodriguez. The WBC championship belt is on the line. Should be a good one.
All right, Brandy Flores is with the champion. Let's go to the ring.
Oscar, third successful title defense, but let's talk about the second round. You got hit, but you stayed on your feet, came back strong. What was that adjustment that you made?
No, he hit me with a good shot. He was a good shot. I let he landed well. I reacted good, and he changed the game plan to boxing. He's a 108 pounder that went down 100, 105, and he got a lot of pounds in him. But we boxed intelligently, like a strategy like we had, and we got the job done.
I mean, mentally getting hit like that could derail any fighter, but it seemed like you came back even stronger, and that especially showed in the later rounds. How are you able to stay locked in and make sure your confidence stayed intact?
Hey, we a champion. Champions do that. Champions get knocked down, get wobble, and just come back stronger intelligently. And I think I showed that tonight. I showed I'm a true champion. I can take a hit and I can box well.
One of your goals is to unify the belts at your weight class. What do you think that next step is for you? Who do you want next?
Hey, I want any champion. CP, Chioka, Jerusalem. We could run it back. Whoever. Just stay in. We gonna stay in training camp, rest a little bit, and just go stronger.
You talked before about how much it means to you to fight during Hall of Fame weekend. To get this win in front of one of your mentors, Ivan Calderon, who's going to be inducted, is to just kind of summarize everything that you wanted to do.
Yeah, of course. I boxed like Ivan Calderon did. You know, and I learned from him. He said, when I got a box, got a straight box. And I know he seeing me. I know he gonna try congratulate me for the nice boxing I did today.
We are far away from Puerto Rico, but there were so many fans in the house chanting your name. How does this crowd fuel you as you finish the round?
I think the DAZN and Golden Boy Miguel Cotto saw the people that I brought today. All my family, all my friends. I got to get a shout out to my dad, to my wife, to my suegros that over there in the house. I love y'all. I know y'all didn't come today, but I know your heart's over here. Papi, Ben Maria, I love y'all.
And how important is this weekend in general for Puerto Rico?
Hey, it's Boricua weekend. Boricua, para que tú lo sepas. This for all Boricuas around the world. You know, we everywhere. We like the arroz blanco. We everywhere.
Oscar, congratulations. Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
Al arroz blanco. Boricuas are everywhere. Oscar Collazo letting us know it's a heck of a weekend for them. Let's look at the highlights of this fight as Collazo defends his belt for the third time. Collazo Zapata came out swinging early, Gabe.
Yeah, he did, man. He got hurt bad right there. But, you know, I think that helped him out because he kept him sharp on his defense. But, you know, it wasn't good for Zapata because he was just trying to look for that one shot over and over, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, then after that, that's when Collazo just realizing what he was doing and kept coming. Excellent boxing by Collazo. Yeah. You saw that. That's the reason he's the champ.
Yeah, great boxing, great footwork. What I'm most impressed with is the footwork, the in and out, the lateral movement. It's kind of like Lomachenko. You know, that footwork is very impressive.
You said it early on that Collazo looked really sharp, really precise, and he gets the victory, and he was able to separate himself tonight in his third title defense. Respect from his opponent, Zapata, and there you see him. Traditional cap from Villalba. The champ is now 10-0. He gets the hug from Javier Razo, Golden Boy matchmaker. So there you go for that. So good night for Collazo. Miguel Cotto in attendance. Ivan Calderon in attendance. So, as he said, it's going to be partying all weekend long. You know, on the island, they're going to be after it, right?
Yeah, man. It's Puerto Rican parade, man, in New York City, Sunday. So it's lit for the Boricuas.
Are you going?
No.
Even Gabe was like, okay, no, I need to keep my distance a little bit. Because have you seen the pictures? Yeah. It'll be great. Our producer, Joe, lives in Queens, and he told us all about it. You know, it's a Puerto Rican parade weekend, and Oscar Collazo is on his way to speak with members of the media here in Verona, New York. PR czar extraordinaire for Golden Boy, Jane Murcia, has him over talking to the local media, including editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine, Doug Fisher. Let's look at the final CompuBox punch stats as 39% landed by El Campeón Oscar Collazo. Almost 400 power punches landed by the Puerto Rican. All right, the fight card. It started with Yair Gallardo KO. David Stevens in a great round against Lopez. Mike Juan Williams a knockout. Tudor stoppage And then our main event went the distance. Collazo, victory.
Huge event in Puerto Rico. Take over the 140-pound division. This is a guy that has unbelievable power. Ice running through his veins. This kid is very special. Pound for pound, one of the most exciting fighters on the planet. It's going to be war. It's going to be violence. This is the homecoming of Puerto Rico's new boxing superstar.
Some good work from Dubois, mixing it up, good variation. I must say I was worried about the pressure early doors, but he's regrouped, he looks good, Dubois working well.
Miller's gonna tire out himself.
Oh, big right hand from Dubois.
Touch him again.
Brilliant work from Dubois.
Nice hurt. Lovely.
Another good round for Dubois. I mean, the body language in the corner from Miller isn't great, breathing heavy, and he's just missing with everything. It's now or never for Big Baby Miller. His career hangs in the balance. You gotta believe he needs a knockout. He's got 3 minutes to do it.
You know, Daniel Dubois has been branded a quitter by a lot of people, including Gerardo Miller. He's digging deep in this fight. You got to give him credit for that.
Miller's running out of time.
Dubois doing everything right.
Yeah, now he's pushing Miller back.
Lovely shot.
Big right hand from Dubois. Maybe he gets the finish here in the 10th.
Maybe. I think he's going for the finish now.
You gotta believe he's got nothing left as he eats another right, then an uppercut from Dubois. And then another right. Miller trying to show some bravado, but it's Dubois who's stealing the show.
He wants the knockout. He wants to prove to everyone he's no quitter. He's going for the knockout against Big Baby Miller.
Big shots from Dubois. Miller stumbles to the ropes. Are we gonna see another finish? 26 seconds to go. Oh, big shot. Big Baby gonna get a big time knockdown. Dubois, sensational finish here. Daniel Dynamite Dubois. Wow, what a finish from Daniel Dubois. That was epic. That was an epic performance. He could be so proud of himself. Everybody's saying he's a quitter. Now look at it. What it means to him and his team. Fantastic stuff. 5 fights so far, 5 knockouts, although Daniel Dubois left it to the death with just 8 seconds left. But what a night it has been so far, Darren.
Incredible.
I mean, come on. What dreams are made of?
in New York, the parade, but I think Oscar Collazo kicks it off nicely.
Yeah, man, great performance. You know, boxed beautifully, very impressive.
He was definitely impressive. You know what? I got to steal this from Collazo. I got to steal this from Collazo. Hey, when you're the champion, you got to sign that. You told me you were going to give me one after I almost got attacked in Puerto Rico, so there it is. So he's got it. All right, let's steal it. So there's the Puerto Ricans would say, Wepa, Boricuas get the victory tonight. Congratulations, Oscar Collazo, for my partner, Gabe Rosado, Brandy Flores, our producer extraordinaire, Joe, and our director, Jeff. I'm Beth Duran. Thank you, everybody, from Golden Boy Promotions. Good night from Hall of Fame Weekend.